Here we have a Trijicon crossbow scope. And the interesting thing about this scope is it comes with a Bad River Outdoors range-finding reticle, which is not an electronic rangefinder, but it's actually a kind of line-it-up-yourself rangefinder that doesn't need batteries, doesn't need light, little light, kind of foolproof.
Line up the horizontal crosshair under the deer's rib cage. Then the corresponding line on top of the deer's back will show you the yardage and which range reticle to use.
The amazing thing about this scope is the size. I didn't realize how small it was going to be. And the nice thing about Trijicon, there are some knockoffs, but as far as I know, not in the crossbow line. Okay, there's some knockoffs in their scopes for their military rifles, their AR-15s. But as far as I know, I haven't seen any Chinese crossbow knockoffs. However, as you can see, there is a cable on the scope cap, which is very nice. Also, the adjustment you can do with your fingers. It's knurled and you can do it with your fingers. And a cable keeps you from losing the scope cap, which is pretty nice. There's also a fiber optic that works really well. Fiber optic that's on the top of the scope that works very, very well. But there's an illuminated, some kind of phosphorescent, I'm not sure what it is, reticle, maybe it's radioactive, probably is, in the scope that keeps it lit at all times without a battery, keeps the crosshairs lit. And let me see, yeah, there's a little chevron, and I hope you can see this. I believe it's a fixed 4-power scope. Now the scope is pricey. It's bad enough that this scope is in the $800 range, but you also need the scope mount with it, and the scope mount will be about $70 to $100. But here's the scope mount. It's also made by Trijicon. It comes in a nice box, very sturdy box. Has the serial number and all the information right on here. And then you open the box. You have the scope, which once again, relatively small and light. Okay, you have a lens cleaning pen. Okay. Brush, whatever you want to call it. You have the little packet with, I guess, stuff they're going to try to sell you, and a scope cover, Trijicon sticker, registration for warranty, little booklet, instructions, and the operator's manual, where you can see ACOG stands for Advanced Combat Optical Gun Sight. So it's a nice package they give you. Lucky that I did not Loctite these screws, because this is a Picatinny rail mount. And this looks like a Weaver style base. And you can put a Weaver on a Picatinny base, but you can't put a Picatinny on a Weaver base or something like that. So this is going back to Amazon. Need to unscrew this. I already ordered the correct one, and we'll go from there. Okay, here we have the Trijicon crossbow scope with a Weaver mount, anodized aluminum, pretty lightweight. I had to customize the screws that went in there. They needed button head screws, so just a Little grinding. Fix it up a little. Okay. Very exciting to get this to work. So this did not fit on my Parker rail. So the Parker is neither a Weaver nor is it a Picatinny rail. Must be some kind of proprietary customized rail. So let's see if this works. And it fits very solid, very nice, very snugly. I'm happy about it. That was easy enough. And it looks good. And it sheds a little more weight off of this crossbow, which is amazing. So I'm gonna sight it in for 30 yards. And once you sight it in for 30, it should be on for 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Let's see how that works out. I'm going to take a shot at that target for the first time with this new setup. With the range-finding scope, with the range-finding reticle. I guess it won't be easy to see that way. I'm going to try to range it. It should be 40 yards. I'm going to see if this lines up. Where you line the bottom line of the scope, or I should say the horizontal line, with the corresponding gauged, whatever it is, mark that will tell you the yardage. So it should tell me 40 yards. Let's take a look. I have a few issues with this scope after shooting at a 3D target that's supposedly actual size of a deer. The lines for 40 yards do not add up. Okay, so if I use the correct line, I'll be shooting 50 yards. So I would have missed the deer or maybe went too high. So I wasn't happy about that. The second issue is with this fiber optic. Okay, the fiber optic, the crosshair for 40 yards is way too bright. It obliterates the target. So you can't see a big swath of the target, especially on a sunny day like today. It's just like a flashlight shining in your eye. So for $800, I'm gonna say I'm unhappy with those two things. And the range finding part of it is the whole reason to get it. And unless I find a way to shoot it, this is going back. I would take a pass on it. And there's no wonder you don't hear a lot about these $800 crossbow scopes by Trijicon. They're not that popular. So I'll test it a little more, give it a fair try, and we'll see. Okay, 70 yards. That's 70. 70 yards. Striker solution crossbow. ACOG Crossbow Scope. It's a little windy. So let's see what we can do here. Actually a bullseye. Okay, this is insane. This is my second bullseye. I was aiming for that orange tape. The second one at 70 yards. Second one in a row. Okay, I was shooting from all the way over there. I'll zoom in. Across the pond to the right of the picnic table, behind the picnic table from that seat. Amazing. The accuracy, staggering. out of the way. Okay, with the deer target I'm using, I found the aiming system to be 10 yards off. So if it's telling you it's 60 yards, you aim at 50 yards. If it's telling you 50 yards, you use the 40-yard crosshair. So I could live with that. The brightness I could also live with. For the price, I think it should be dead on. I don't think you should have to compensate. I'm debating whether this is going back. As far as holding zero, brightness, clarity, everything, I absolutely love it. Compact, lightweight, it blows the other scopes away. The other crossbow scopes I have, and I have quite a few. I really do like it for that reason. It's hard to get rid of it. I'm gonna play with it a little more, try to use the ranging capability. If I could adapt to it easily, then I'll keep it, because I can see it as a huge advantage in not needing a rangefinder. So I'm gonna toy with it and I'll let you know. I will call the people at Trijicon tomorrow morning and discuss it with them, see what they have to say, in all fairness. As usual, thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Really helps me a lot, I appreciate it. I also like the thumbs up, the like button. And another thing is, if you hit the bell icon at the bottom of the video, every time I release a new video, it'll give you an automatic email. So thanks for watching and see you next time.